talking to a lot because you're still like speaking a lot to your warm market, right, Amanda? Like it's still
Yeah.
people who knew you before, right? I
Right.
think once you get into it for a while and you grow your network and you get that credibility as not as their friend Amanda, right? As
Right.
somebody who they've only seen you or they've only been following you since you've been posting sort of your journey, like your fitness journey, then it becomes less and less rather than like, but yeah, you're doing incredible. Like your posts are always awesome. Your pictures are always fantastic. And I think just keep going.
Yeah. I'm right.
One of the best. Did you get a chance to listen to the call today? Sorry, the National Wake Up Call.
Heck no. My kids were insane today. Like I put them on a street corner right now. No, I took them to their grandparents. But I was about to just put them on the street corner and hope somebody picked them up.
So it was the lady Artina, the one Black lady who spoke at Summit.
Oh, she was awesome.
Yeah, so she did the call. One of the things she talked about that's so key is answering objections in your daily posts once a day. At least pick the 8 objections that we have or the 5 objections, and once a week or once every couple days doing a post about what's expensive, or doing a post about I don't have time, or doing a post about working out at home doesn't work for me. And you answer those objections in your actual post so that the people who are following you already have, they already know the answers. And so when you get into those conversations, you'll have less kickback on those types of objections.
There's that Chelsea Pearson call that was good too. That was the National Wake Up Call, right? Where she did the entire call on objections.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, that's another good one to go back and watch. I was reading notes of that one the other day, just randomly.
I don't know how I'm going to follow up that call today with mine next week.
You're next week?
Yeah.
Shut up. I didn't know that.
No, I haven't told anybody. Yeah.
Congrats. That's exciting. What are you going to talk about?
I don't know yet. I'm just kidding. More about kind of how to do this when you feel like other people are better at it than you. You've come in late. My brother, I started it. He already signed up all my friends. Kind of how to tap into a market that you feel like has already been saturated.
Love it.
Without talking about saturation, because they don't want to use that word. So I'm just going to go really quickly. A couple things. We're going to do 2 things. Kind of show you what I'm doing, what other people are doing really quickly that's working, and then kind of go into how to tap into those people who are already watching you, like how to start those conversations and maybe how to finish them off. And if you guys have any questions as you go, let me know and just interrupt. I'll just show you my phone real quick. So again, full disclosure, I have someone growing my Instagram account. It is, I think $60 a month I've been paying them. And I just wanted to get over 10,000 so that I had that swipe up function. So I've been paying somebody, and they're actually growing them with pretty good people. And he's also decreasing my following. My following was up at 5,000. Whenever I see somebody with similar follows as followers, I think, oh, okay, you're just following everybody under the sun in the hopes that they follow you, which is fine because it's a lot of work unfollowing people, but this guy's doing a really good job. So once you get to that point, let me know and I'll get you their contact info. Jamie uses it, Kim uses it, Alethea uses it. A lot of people have been using it and are really happy with it. So let me know and I'll get you the contact info if you want, if you find that Instagram is something that you want to do. So for me, just to show you the page really fast, I need to redo my highlights. Don't look at my highlights. They're horrible. I've got to get at that, but Sarah Davidson, I know, does a really good job. Melinda, do you have the same icons for your highlights?
I had them, but now they're a mess. So I need to redo mine too.
Yes. So if you can, with your highlights, it's just a great way, like for the biz, for example. This was like an old kind of a. Okay, so a lot of you kind of know what we do, sorta. I mean, you see us on here doing Insta story. Everyone from nurses, teachers, state. So that one was just basically one of my better sneak peeks that I do in the course of a day, and I just added them to a stream in that highlight, right? Then there's family stuff, there's fitness stuff. I would highly recommend doing this. I've gotten a few things from it, right? But I highly recommend doing that just for people who want to dive a little bit deeper into it. And it's kind of like having a little personal sneak peek without having, they can just go to that at any time. It's up there 24/7 on your Instagram. And I'll probably add the other one kind of that I was doing today. So that's the first step. Make sure you use some fun icons in your bio up here, and then definitely go and do Linktree if you haven't done Linktree yet. What it does is you click on it, and it basically takes you to either my Facebook. This is a link. You can have a Wufoo form. They're free. You can have it go directly to that Wufoo form, a Google Doc. You don't have to have a website or anything like that, okay? Our latest program, I use that for Lift 4, but I have a website just because I started one eons ago. I don't really, to be honest with you, not a great use of my time, I'll be honest. I just thought you had to when you started, but you definitely don't. But if you click on it, it'll take you to the website and they can fill out a little form, okay? And there's a little video on there. But you can do it simply with, this is my Facebook page, here's my Pinterest page, here's whatever you want, here's a sign up for more information. So I highly recommend you do the Linktree if you haven't done it already. It's free. The new one I think I'm going to try, Linktree Pro, it's $6 a month. It allows you to have people sign up to a newsletter. You can collect emails. It's got some pretty neat new functions. They're advancing it. So I'm going to try that. I'll let you know how it goes. With your pictures, again, you don't have, by no means, I almost would recommend you don't do every third one, because honestly, it is a royal pain in the ass for me to have to, oh crap, I have such a great picture, but I can't use it because I got to throw up something else. So some people do it sporadically, like quotes. I've just been doing the food ones ever since To Be Mindset came out. And before that, everything was a quote. It just gave some structure. Oh, look, there's Melinda. It just gave some structure to the page, made it look a little bit more professional, and quotes are easy. You can just find, there's a gazillion of them out there, type it out with a white background or pink or whatever you do, and you could throw it up there. It literally is just to make it look a little more organized, because I'm not organized enough to have a certain pattern. Or if you go to someone like, who's the girl, the Canadian girl who used to be the Bachelor, Jillian Harris? And we've talked about this before. There she is. My goal is to have a page that looks like hers. It's just everything is like the same kind of color. It's just so blended.
Those are presets, eh? I've been looking into those.
Yes. They're like, so that no matter what picture you do, it's going to have that similar. Snapseed will do that for you. You can set a bunch of filters, and then each picture will do that. She also takes care into making sure there's a lot of white in all her pics. So that is like the penultimate, once you get there, my dream. For what else can I do? Any other questions just with regular page with posting? No, not off the bat. Okay. So for me, I'm still just putting whatever's on my Facebook onto my Instagram. Okay? It's nothing complicated. Here you can see where there's those periods. That causes the spacing. Highly recommend it. And then what I would do is I always add, max out your hashtags. You have 30 hashtags, use them, because you never know who might be searching a hashtag, right? Or even just looking at people's, I've got to redo mine. Even just looking at your hashtags, people kind of get an idea of who you are, right? Just by looking at your hashtags. And please don't, I highly recommend you don't try and hashtag anything Beachbody, not even anything really. That's why I got to redo these. I'm going to get rid of anything fitness related, maybe one or two so that they know that. But all you're going to attract is other Beachbody coaches or other fitness people, right? Which is what we don't want to do. You want to attract your person. For me, I want to attract people who love the Instant Pot. So I got to get a little bit more specific on that because those are my people. For your story. So to me, again, as a guy, stories are gold. They are or for shy people or for new coaches, they are the way for us to reach out to people that we were always scared to before or nervous or didn't want to invite. These people are already creeping me. They initiated this conversation. So, Amanda, I'll show you kind of what I would do. So here's my workout from this morning, right? I always tag a location just because you have it, and I shrink it. Do you guys know how to do it? And then you tap it. I'll show you in a sec. And then I just shrink the location and hide it. And then what I'll do is I'll go through and somebody, let's see, a lot of them are coaches. Here's somebody, 3 posts. I would go right up here, send message. Oh, apparently I already did for them once they followed. But once they've started watching my post and they're watching a fitness post, I would send them for you guys that, hey, love or thanks for the IG. I'll just write one real quick. Thanks for the IG support. We have our latest at-home boot camp starting this or next week. Did you want us to save you a spot? That's it, right? I have it saved somewhere. Add a little heart there. And then just send it, right? That is so easy to do. And I know a lot of people were getting success out of that. Even just today, I got so many responses, whether it's a no. Most of those, even when they're no's, they're actually like the nicest no's. And that one lady, it came across kind of really negative. Wow, we've been having this long conversation today. She's from the US, Vancouver's her favorite city. It's like, it's all about building those relationships, right? And it might not happen right away, but for me as a guy, it is the least creepy. And as somebody who I'm ultra sensitive about getting shut down, it's the easiest way for me to send out an invite to somebody who's already watching me, right? These people are already watching me. I don't know if it's still true, but the people at the top apparently are the ones who watch you the most. I don't know if that's how it still works, but apparently that's how it does. So I'll go to somebody else. Let's find someone random. I should have copied and pasted that. There you go. I'm going to guess this is a coach. But you know what? Even if it is a coach, no, it doesn't look like a coach. Well, it might be. maybe, doesn't matter. I'll still send them a message, right? You never know. But that's the easiest way for you guys to start doing those invites. Write them out on a paper. Like I'm getting now, what is it? 300, well, if you take away the actual location, that's 300 people watching my Insta stories, right? That's like invites for days if I had the time to do it. So that's a great place for you guys to start. And maybe start at the bottom, because a lot of the people at the top for me, I know, are coaches. So I would just go to some random person that I don't know and just start copying and pasting that invite. Does that make sense? Is that an easy way to start? And I know we kind of talked about that. Once you hit a certain level with the 10,000, you can look at a couple different types of interactions. For example, and I'm going to show you, even if you miss a poll is a great way to interact with people. If you go up to the top here on the very top corner and go into your archive, for example, I can look at yesterday's, and I think did I have a poll yesterday? Yeah, here, there's one. So there's a great one, right? Come see what it's about. Put a poll there, and then when you swipe up, you get to see who did it. And I'm pretty sure I sent something to all of those people. Even if they said sounds amazing, or I'm asking, because in my thing I said, if you want to know about it, now's the time to ask. Always make your polls positives. Make them both positive. Don't make them a negative and a positive, because if people don't want to, I wouldn't want to see like 99% no's, when they vote on it. So make them both positive. That way, you get to respond to everybody on there. Another cool thing that you can do, and I'm just going to show you, and I've just started this recently. This is a picture I took last night and you'll start to take better pictures. Even for myself, I'm like, that wasn't a bad picture. You start to get a little bit better with angles, with colors, and I'm going to show you how to do those in a sec. But now, once you hit 10,000, you get the swipe up function, which is kind of cool. Right now, I'm just playing with it. But for this one, when you swipe up, and I go into here, oh, it's not going to let me do that now. Maybe it has to be live. It will tell you how many people actually went to this page. And what I had this page do is that's why. This actually went to my live feed. So when they came to Instagram and they swipe up, it'll take them over to Facebook on that post that I did live. So what you have to do is in your computer, go to that post, go into the top window and copy and paste it. And then I have that as the direction that they go to once they swipe up, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of cool, fun things you can do with it. What are some of the other? Oh, here's one I did. I did some turkey burgers and then swipe up for the recipe, and I linked it to the pin on my Pinterest page. So it's just a lot of this is just providing value, right? It's not necessarily always asking for something. 90% of the time I'm trying to give them something, as opposed to just, try and sell them something. Here's the secret sauce. Yeah. So it's just Greek yogurt, a crap ton of lemon, a crap ton of garlic, and some dill, and it's amazing. And the burgers, hey, you're naked, get out of my shot. So I showed you that for a reason. Stories are the chance for you to not be perfect, right? To show your personality, to be a little goofy, to be a little silly. A lot of people would be like, oh my God, I got to delete that. It's not like someone might. No, people want to see you in stories. Be an idiot, that's a great place to showcase all your fails. Honestly, it really is. So don't freak out about stories not being perfect. To me, those are your chances to show people how, how you are as a person, and that's how they're going to get to know you. So without going into that in too much detail, let's show you a couple things. One of the best things on if you have a camera, if you have a new one, is the portrait mode. That is an incredible picture to me, and I never would have been able to take that before if I hadn't had portrait mode. It just blurs everything out. So here's a trick. If you do not have portrait mode and you're in Instagram, if you go to the focus function, and I'll use myself as an example, do you see how it blurs out the background? Right? It takes a slightly more professional picture as opposed to that. It's just a slight difference, but if you use the focus function, it gives you kind of that portrait mode where everything else is blurred out. It just makes it look that much more professional. So you can use that. And then what I'm going to do is show you a couple really quick apps that you can use. And I'll just take a really quick picture that I use. So let me just save that. If you don't have Snapseed, I use Snapseed on almost every picture. My wife says too much. That's fine. But it's a great way to accentuate your pictures and make them a little bit more crisp. So you can take a picture that's, average, which are most of the ones I take. And if you go into Snapseed really quickly, HDRscape, for example, pops the color a bit. You can see the difference between the two. I'll let you play with it. I'm not going to go into it in detail. It'll lighten things up if you've taken a dark picture. And then the other one that I use regularly is sorry, one sec. Is Aviary. It's another awesome one. It whitens your teeth, and it will also blur out the background for you. So use those two as your basics. Don't get overcomplicated. And what it'll do is it literally allows you to just make a little bit more. You don't want to over-process your pictures too much unless that's the look you're going for and you're consistent with it. But both those programs are amazing for adding some really cool tips and tricks to your photos. So, for example, what I'll do sometimes is use this and give it that effect where you've blurred out the background. It's really good if there's a lot going on in the background of your picture and you want people to focus just on you. So it makes it look a little bit more professional, and it only takes a couple seconds, right? Pretty quick. That was done really fast. And then that's the original. Not a huge difference, but those are fantastic. So back to Instagram with your stories. So here's some things you can do. So within this, here's how you add a location. And I change the location each time. It's funny, Carolyn always laughs because I put Sarnia in a lot and she's there. If you tap it a couple times and then squeeze, do the pinch, and then I'll go hide that somewhere. You can't even tell that there's a location tag on there unless I blow it up. There it is again, right? It's hidden. But I always take that and I hide it somewhere in the picture because you never know if somebody's going to be scrolling through the Sarnia stories and they might see that. So one sec. With portrait photos, do you have an issue sizing it for Insta stories? Yeah, but I know to take it now so that there's enough gap on the left and the right of my pictures so that when it does get squeezed down, it's still going to fit there. So, or I'll pre-crop it so that it's centered, and I know that when it goes in an Insta story, it's going to be there. So a couple other things to do Not always, but quite often I'll throw up some kind of a GIF. You don't want to do it all the time because it'll get, too much, but every now and then, if it has to do with your picture, throw it up there. Sometimes I do too many of them, my wife says. But that's, for me, maybe I feel like it's a distraction away from my face. But again, remember, you can always delete those. Couple other things that work well is, for me, when I'm doing food pictures, and then I'm going to let some of you guys chime in before. I will do something like this thing, and I'll just do it really fast. I will take that, save it, or post it, and then what I'll do is open up another one, the previous one that I did before, add the other ingredient. Let's say I'm working with dill, and I'll put that over here. Just imagine that this was a recipe. Save it. Open up the last one. And this is great when you're talking about, even if you want to list some of the amazing points about coaching. And then add another one, change up the color, and put, mustard. I'm just pretending this is a recipe. And then what happens is once you start posting those, it looks kind of cool. Once you go in, and I'll just show you really quickly from yesterday. So there's that picture, and then every time somebody taps, it looks like that, right? So that's how people do that. I think it looks kind of professional. Some people might get tired of it and swipe off.
What are you guys doing?
Oops. And use polls for fun stuff too. You're going to get far more interaction from people by doing a silly poll than by asking them if they want to join your coach group, right? And just mix it up. It doesn't always have to be about work. Any other quick questions while I'm going? Or Sarah or Melinda, just because I see you, you want to add anything that's working for you right now? No, you don't have to.
I was going to say, I think what you said about the fun polls is so true, right? Like, you've got to do those or the sliders, but just make it like totally casual, and then every once in a while, maybe once every few days, then I'll ask about joining, and then I'll tend to get like maybe 1 or 2 new people through that. But I think if it becomes too much of the want to join, then it's just not fun. Like, you have to share a lot, like lots of other aspects too.
Yep.
You just try to kind of keep mixing it up.
So Melinda, were you agreeing that I add way too many GIFs in my stories?
No, I was laughing. So I just got GIFs.
I don't know if my internet's very good.
Like, I just got them last week, and I think I'm overdoing it myself.
So here's another.
They're fun.
They are. Here's another cool trick you can do is when you're doing a post, and I can't believe I didn't know this until today, is let's do that, and I'm going to type something. You can go to, I didn't know this. I did, but I don't know why I wasn't using it. You can go to the eyedropper and find an exact color match. Sorry, let's do that again. An exact color match to something in your picture so that you have some consistency in your picture, like for branding. So now that matches the blue in my shirt because you only have so many colors, right? And sometimes they don't just match, especially for pinks. So like what I did for this one today was I found that GIF up there with the smart, and then I used the eyedropper and I stole that pink to make that pink for my text. So you got the yellow combo and the pink combo there. They're just little things, but it just makes it look, to me, I'm very critical of myself. It's like, okay, there's yellow in there, so I'm going to use a yellow writing. Or there's pink in the book. I want to make sure that pink down there matches. Otherwise, it starts to look like vomit. Right?
It's usually when I do most.
I like to do a workout in the morning. It's just me. This is a slightly long process, so I'm not even going to go into it. I film it with iMovie, take it over to Videorama and trim it. Then I save it there. Then I open it up in Instagram and I save it in black and white. And then I take it over to HypeType and add music to it. Because HypeType, you can add any music you want. It sounds complicated, but it honestly doesn't take that. I can show you. It literally takes me 5 minutes to do. So for me, that's just kind of something, it's not a brand, but it's just something I do every morning. So, and it doesn't take that long. Find something. Sarah's really good at pick, play, post now. She does a series of them. That's her thing. Find something that you can do quickly and just have that consistency so that when people are coming back, it's like there's that thing of her. Oh, this one's different. Oh, I wonder what she's going to do today. It just becomes a common theme, right? Questions is a new one, which is pretty neat. This one, I want to see if it, yeah, so people actually asked a bunch of questions. I haven't even looked at them yet. So my thing was, what would you say to somebody who responded to you like this? Nothing to do with fitness, nothing to do with signing people up. It just gets that interaction going so you don't seem like a schleppy salesperson, right? Do you guys have any questions offhand right now before I go on? Anybody? No? Yeah, so definitely start going into your stories. I'll just show you again today. I decided, I was like, I've got to start talking more about the business. I think Sarah, Melinda, Rachel, we've been doing this so long. I think we're really good at talking about challengers and come join my group and I'm fitness and I'm this, but I think we all need to step it up as far as, I think Melinda's up here now. We're all trying to catch up to her a bit, but she's very good now. She's changed the gear and going, no, I got to talk about the business more. And mainly because that's the way. What's that?
I got pretty lucky with some awesome coaches.
Oh, you did, but you're also, you also approached it in a different way. And a lot of us are still stuck in, I got to get challengers. Because it's easier and less offensive, and it's an easier discussion to have with somebody, right? So I started today. I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to do, again, another mini sneak peek.
The night before is usually when I do most of our prep work for the business. That way in the morning, everything's up, everything's ready to go. We can get our workout in. Speed on the go lunch, water first.
So
it seems silly to you.
I just kind of started talking a little bit about the pros of
genius, but kids in the backyard, we're late for soccer, it's pizza time. When nutrition is part of your income, it's one more reason to abstain from the nasty stuff. Sometimes. So from an evening routine perspective, now is when I'll kind of plan what we're going to do in our groups tomorrow.
So it's something you can do. Just drop in little hints of, coach life, what you do on a daily basis. So for those people who start to watch you, they start to see that it's a legit business. Like you're running a business. Talk about, again, the biggest thing you can do is how it's changed you, whether it's emotional, physical, financial, whatever it is. That's sometimes an easy one to do. That and answering objections are probably two of the things that can help you grow your business the most. 3 minutes left. I know that wasn't a lot.
That was awesome. My only other advice to somebody would be find your people that are killing it already on Instagram stories. I have two people that I follow, Ashley Smith and Brittany Leggett, and they are the only people that I allow myself to watch their story. I have to because otherwise I will fall into a hole and I will watch an hour of Instagram stories and do no work on my own business. So that's something that I'm working on. But I watch those two girls because they are killing it with stories, and I use them as inspiration. And sometimes I will take what they just said and literally just say it myself because I'm like, damn, that was good. So find your people, both Ashley Smith and Brittany Leggett are moms who are Ashley was actually a teacher like I am and retired to become a Beachbody coach full time, so I can really relate to her. And I also just use them as inspiration for the way they set up their shots and the visuals. And I am not afraid to admit that I need to watch other people and just implement what they're doing.
That's the best advice ever. 2-3 people max.
Max, yeah.
Max. And
And
don't
then nobody else. You can't watch anybody else.
don't get caught up in this feed up here, right? That one going across the top, because you start watching everybody, like the Kardashians, Mark McMorris, you name it. And so use it, like she said, great advice, as inspiration to see what other people are doing and just copy the hell out of it, with your own spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
The lighting, how they picture their who was it? Little things today. Jericho. Just the one picture today. I'm like, that's so genius. Just putting someone in the corner. That looks just like, oh, okay, I got to do that at some point. It's not to make yourself feel bad that you're not good at it, or we're going to lose you all in a sec, but this is recorded. But use them as inspiration. Okay? Any other questions before we go? No?
That was awesome.
Yeah, definitely start sending invites to people who are watching your stories. Number one tip.
There is no Instagram jail, right? You can copy and paste many
Nobody
times.
knows you. They don't know you. Who cares?
But not on Facebook. You know how it's after 50, right?
Oh yeah, no, that kind of jail. Yeah, no, just send them until it. Yeah, just keep. Going. They're creeping you. You're allowed to ask them. You are. Okay, have a good night, you guys.
See ya. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
No worries. How's your vacay, Sarah?
It's good. Everyone's at the beach at a campfire, and I'm watching the girls at our campsite.
It looks so awesome there.